Let's bring in Dan Bongino, former Secret Service guy, former New York City police officer, joins us today from Palm City down in Florida. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Good to see you all. Thanks for having me.
So what do you make of this? Apparently there's a second whistleblower who has spoken to the Inspector General. He's from the intel community. He's represented by the same attorney. But unlike the first whistleblower who had second-hand knowledge, the second whistleblower actually has first-hand knowledge, reportedly.
Yeah, wow, that's really great, Steve. You know who else has firsthand knowledge of the president's call with the Ukrainian president?
All of us.
All of us.
The president of the United States and everyone in America who's actually seen the transcript. How do you have a whistleblower about a call we've heard? Hey, Steve, I've got a whistleblower who's going to give us an update on Game 2 of the Yankees and the Twins. Yeah, it already happened. The Yankees won. Oh, what do you mean you got a whistleblower?
But Dana,
we've seen the transcript.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm getting tired of this, too, the misinformation out there. You know, listen, I get along with everyone at the network, but there was even someone on this weekend who said, well, listen, there's definitely evidence of this quid pro quo. We saw these texts from Bill Taylor, who is a U.S. representative, who seems to be troubled in this conversation with another U.S. ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, about the quid pro quo. But they conveniently left out Gordon Sondland's answer where he says the president has unequivocally stated there's no quid pro quo.
But let me ask you
that may be an
Dan.
important fact you may want to include in there.
Right. When you look at the transcript of that conversation with the Ukrainian president, it was about 30 minutes. And when you read it, it doesn't take that long to read. So it looks like there is some that might be left out. And the president, his staff said this is not the entire conversation. Is there something that we're not seeing? Will we be able to see that? Does that put our national security in jeopardy if we see the whole thing?
Well, Ainsley, you know why a conversation that if you read it would probably take 8 to 10 minutes would take 30 minutes on a call? Because the Ukrainian president spoke in Ukrainian. There was a translator. The way this works on these calls, having worked in the White House, is there are a number of people on these calls, and that transcript is the best approximation of the substantive content of the call you're going to get. Ainsley, if there was something in the call that was substantive, it was some kind of a quid pro quo, it would have been in there. The length of the call is irrelevant. It only has to do with the transcription time.
But, Dan, I'd just like to add one more thing. If Adam Schiff got a lot out of his meetings last week, he would have said it. Those transcripts would have been out. Instead, he puts out selective excerpts to sell his story, which he's supposed to be just pursuing the facts instead of an agenda. And speaking of an agenda, that's what we saw with Chuck Todd and Ron Johnson, a successful businessman who made his money in plastics and actually is giving back to the country what he's supposed to do after having success. He's literally out there just trying to help. And he's the least partisan person that you'll ever talk to in party politics. Listen to this battle.
I have my third letter into the Inspector General of the Intelligence Committee asking to just confirm, are you investigating those leaks that Peter Strzok talked about in that text?
Senator, I have no idea
so again,
why.
No, that's a setup. It is entirely irrelevant to this point.
Why a Fox News conspiracy propaganda stuff is popping up on here? I have no idea.
It is not.
I have no idea why we're going here.
That is
Senator,
because
I'm
this is
asking
underlying
about,
exactly why President Trump is upset and why his supporters are upset at the news media.
Okay,
Chuck,
this is not about the media. Senator Johnson,
Senator
Johnson, please.
Do you believe this? That's Senator Johnson, the most level-headed guy. He can't take it anymore.
You know, I'm telling you right now, he should have walked off that set. Chuck Todd is a disgrace to humankind. How this guy pretends still to be a journalist to this day is an embarrassment. Calling out this network, hey guys, listen, I don't usually do props here. Here's an article, okay? Let's say Fox News at the top. Let me read you the headline here. Ukrainian efforts to sabotage Trump backfire. That says Politico. That doesn't say Fox News. What's the date on this? January of 2017. Chuck Todd needs to resign in absolute disgrace. He should issue a full-throated apology to Ron Johnson, and no credible Republican should appear on that network again. And let's just get one thing straight here. Chuck Todd, who works for NBC of all places, the network that hosts Roswell Rachel, who for 2 years hosted people swearing the collusion hoax was real. We're the Conspiracy Theory Network? The network that actually nailed this story from day one? We're the Conspiracy Theory Network? And what about this new Politico story in Ukraine? What about this story? Is it a theory? Brian, this is a serious question. What's a theory? Did Hunter Biden work at Burisma in Ukraine? Yes, fact. Was the prosecutor investigating that lucrative deal for Biden's kid fired and then did Biden go on tape wanting him fired? Fact. Those are facts. That's not a theory. The fact that NBC is not remotely interested in getting to the bottom of why that may have happened, that's their problem as a fake news network. That's not our problem here. But don't you dare go on the air, you partisan hack, you loser, and call this network out, because we have nailed this story for 2 straight years while you've poked fun at us and poked the bear. That was a disgraceful episode, and I can hear it in your voice too, Brian. I know you're a really measured guy as well before the break. This is very upsetting what happened with this guy. He needs to resign and apologize. What a joke.
But he won't. He'll probably get a raise. Dan.
He probably will. But that's why their ratings are in the can. That's why Rachel Maddow, people are leaving her show in droves, because you can only get hosts for so long by these people.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.